Hi, fourth graders. It's Miss Dinkelman, and I'm going to be talking to you today about the four types of sentences. So there are four basic types of sentences we want you to know about in fourth grade, and the first one you can see here is called a statement. A statement is the most common type of sentence. A statement sentence tells about something. I have a dog named Fido. He is black. He likes to go on walks with me. If you're writing a short story, you might use mostly all statement sentences. They are the most common type of sentence that we have. Sentences that are statements always end with a period. It's really important to remember to have your period at the end of every statement sentence. I have some examples there. It says, I had a good time at the zoo. I did all of my work last week for school. Those are examples of statement sentences. Our second type of sentence is question. And a lot of fourth graders tend to have difficulty remembering that when we have who, what, when, where, why, how, words like that at the beginning of a sentence, we almost always have to consider them to be questions, something that needs to be answered. A question sentence asks something, and it always ends with a question mark. We have some examples. The first example, do you enjoy doing your work at home? Now, if I asked you that, you would feel like you wanted to answer it. That means that I asked you a question, and your response would more than likely be a statement. So that's kind of an example of a question and a statement there. If I said, do you enjoy doing your work at home? You might say, I enjoy some things that I do at home, but I really miss school. That would be a statement. And then we have another example that says, what did you eat for dinner last night? Okay. And once again, you would feel like you should answer that because it was a question. And you can see both of these have question marks at the end of them. Now we have two more that I'd like to talk to you about today. And the first one is what we call a command. A command sentence tells someone to do something. It always ends like a statement does with a period. So our examples are feed the dog or do your work when you wake up in the morning. Those are both sentences that tell you to do something or tell someone to do something. Now, our last example or our last type of sentence is an exclamation. We use exclamation sentences to show strong feelings. Exclamation sentences are the only ones that end with an exclamation mark. And this is your exclamation mark right here. If you can see what I'm doing on the screen, I'll go ahead and circle it there, okay? That's important to understand that that is a mark that we use when we want to show our strong emotion. So, for example, you might say, Miss Dinkelman, help, my dog ate my homework. You wouldn't say, my dog ate my homework. You would say it with feeling, my dog ate my homework. And that's why we have an exclamation mark. Another example, I just got an A on my test. Wouldn't you say that? I think you'd say that. You wouldn't be all just saying it in a regular tone of voice. You would be excited if you got an A on a fourth grade test. So, those are some examples of exclamations. Now, to review, there are four types of sentences. We have statements, which end with a period. We have questions, which end with a question mark. Commands, which also end with a period. And exclamations, which end with an exclamation mark. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about today is what it says here on the bottom of the page. And this is an expectation that we have for fourth graders. By the time you are in fourth grade, we want you to be able to write sentences that have 8 words or more. Some kiddos like to write very basic sentences, but as you come over to Harmony, we want you to challenge yourself a little bit more. So when you write a sentence, for example, you might say, I have a dog. How many words are in that sentence? I have a dog. We have 4 words, right? Think about it. Could you describe your dog? Could you tell us more about what you like to do with your dog? You could say something like, I have a big dog that likes to play fetch. It gives us a lot more information about your pet. So please remember when you are writing sentences to answer some questions in your sentence. For example, you might want to tell us more. Think about, what kind of a dog is it? It might be a German Shepherd. It might be a small dog. It might be a black and white dog. You can tell us what it looks like. You can tell it what its personality is like. You want to make sure that you are telling us more in every sentence you write. So I hope you enjoy writing this year and using all of these sentences, and make sure you spend lots of time practicing, because we would like to see all of our fourth graders be very comfortable with the grammar skills we teach so that you can become outstanding writers as you work your way through school. Have a great day.